Okay, students. Well, before I talk about today's exercise, and I want to go back to the project 3. Well, I started this code for you, and then today, after talking to Evan, and then I find there is a bug. Well, let me print this out first. So, you see, all the movies are broken to be a list of strings. Okay? Well, and how about you want to get the zero? So, if you get the zero, what are you going to get? You will get the corresponding first line broken into smaller pieces. And then let me run this. Well, and okay, we have the title, we have the year, we have the length, we have the rating. Well, but this is the title. This is the title of the table, but this is not a real movie, right? So, well, I do want to get rid of that. So after getting for line in the file name, and then I want to do the lines. Okay, well, after I load the lines, I want to do a del lines, in square bracket 0. That is, I want to remove the first line, which is the header. Okay, so I'm removing the first line here, and then before we do further breaking to break each line into the different small pieces of the movie. So let me run this part. Okay, so now, if we want to get the first line of the movie information, and that is indeed the movie information. Okay, so now another thing even pointed out was, if I'm trying to get the last movie, remember we are supposed to have a total of 6 zeros and 1s. If I want to run and get the last movie, and then I only have 5 zeros. So there is again something wrong. So the problem is, when I did this line of the code, by default, I'm killing the last character. I'm assuming at the end of the line there is always the last character, and that is a backslash n. But if we want to see the movies.txt again, okay, at the end of the last line, there is no line break. However, if I still want to get rid of the last character, what am I killing? I'm killing actually the last zero. So this line will cause a issue or a bug. So instead I want to do this way. I want to do a dot replace. Do you remember the string replace function? We can replace one string with another string. Say now I want to replace the backslash n to a nothing. If I search and find a backslash n, I want to kill that and replace it with a nothing, so the backslash n will be killed. However, if this line doesn't have a backslash n, and nothing will happen. Okay, so let me run this code again. And okay, and now I have all 6 zeros back. Okay, if you want to move on and say, process movie data, and you can do for movie in process movie data, and then for example I want to change this to a integer value, and then I can do movie square bracket 1 equals int, okay, and movie square bracket 1. So I'm grabbing the movie square bracket 1, which is the string 2005, and I want to put it into integer, and then I want to write it into the index 1 again. So let me run this. Okay. Movie in process. Okay. Oh, I didn't print this out at the right time. Okay, so I want to print it out here. So I only want to print the last movie, but after I have massaged the data. So let me run this again. Okay, now it's good. It is 2005. Okay, so you want to continue and do more of the pre-processing. So I will say for this project, pre-processing is going to be a little bit longer. But once you have the pre-processing done, well, the rest of the work will be kind of similar to a iteration in a nested list. So, well, if you haven't started this project, and you feel free to make a screenshot and then just use this part of code at the start. But, well, you should really spend some time on this project now. Okay, well, and then let's talk about day 22. And day 22 is kind of an easy one. I want to show you the second one because this is a funny one. Well, I'm assuming that I have some secret money, and this money, my wife doesn't know that. And say if I want to buy myself a cell phone, I'm saving the money for that. Okay, probably not enough for an iPhone yet, right? Well, say if I have this secret money in my secret saving account, I have 200, and then in my secret checking account, I have 100, and then in my secret under the bed place, I have 500. Okay, so how do you get the sum? How do you get the sum of my my total secret money? Okay, well, if you want to do the easy way, I can do total equals money square bracket and then saving account and plus money square bracket and checking account and then plus money square bracket and then enter the bed. Okay, and then you got the total, and then you can just print the total. Okay, so this is the version 1, and probably this is the easiest version. So how about we try to do a fancier version? How about I do a iteration with the keys? So for k in money dot keys. Okay, I want to grab all the keys, and then, well, I want to create a total as a 0, and for each of the key, using that key, I will be able to grab the value, and the value is the amount of money. So total plus equals money, and then with the k as the key. Okay, and then if you want to print total, you should get the same thing. Well, this is the second word. Well, and if you want to do the third version, well, you can also do the money dot values. That is, well, again, total equals 0, and for value in money dot values. Okay, and now, well, I'm visiting all the values. I'm not even touching the keys. Well, and then total plus equals v, and eventually I want to print total. Okay, so those are all three possible solutions you can make. Well, and you should be handy with all three solutions. And let me remind you, there is guaranteed to be a dictionary question in the final exam. So you do want to practice the coding part of the dictionaries. Okay, well, and I also want to show you this one. So for this one, we are going to use this dictionary, and then we are going to ask the user to type a fruit name. So if this is a fruit name I know, and then I'm going to tell the user how I would describe this fruit, and otherwise I'm going to say we don't have the fruit XXX. Okay, and eventually if the user is input as a quit, and then the program will quit. Well, before I start the coding, let me ask you this. Is that a definite loop or a indefinite loop? That's an indefinite loop because, well, I don't know how many rounds the user will ask me before the user types quit. And the quit is the only exit, right? Okay, so let me see how I want to code that. So I want to do a while true. So, and then while true means this iteration will run forever, but I'm gonna get the user input first. So user input equals say input, and then parentheses, type me a fruit name, and colon. Okay, and then if user input equals quit, and then I want to do a break. Okay, so well, this is the part that I want to grab the user's input, and then if the user's input is a quit, I want to stop this iteration. And after that, well, else, if the user types something else, and then I do want to grab the description of that fruit, if that fruit is indeed in my dictionary. So can I do a print of the fruit dictionary square bracket with the user input as a key? Well, let's run this and see. Okay, it asks me to type a fruit name. Say I want to do a grape. Okay, so far so good, right? And then how about lime? Okay, so far so good. And how about I try something not in the dictionary? How about I try banana? It crashes. Why? Because I'm getting a key arrow. Banana is not in this dictionary. Well, what's the problem? The problem is when I'm using the fruit square bracket and then the user input, I'm assuming it's safe to do so. However, if the user input is not a key in my dictionary, it's gonna crash. Okay, I don't want to see that. So you have to do some safeguarding code. For example, you want to check whether you indeed have such a key before you want to try this line of the code and then grab the value. Or remember, today we also talk about a function called get, right? So well, that's the hint for this question. Okay, so that's it for today, and I will see you next Monday.